What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Mission to Medicine. My name is Akeem. Today in this video, I want to talk to you all about my experience that I've had during my gap years. A particular experience where I was working a job to support myself. I just got finished with my post-bac program and I had to study for the MCAT to sit the MCAT. So this was 2021, around the fall time, around like end of summer, fall time. I just got a job at a ticketing company, a company that basically where people go and resell their tickets, or they go and buy tickets for sporting events, music concerts, and then they resell it. So I was in the fulfillment department where I would literally get the ticket order and I would get the tickets and I would send it to the customer after they bought the ticket. So we'd have a list of customers who we needed to send tickets to that day. It was a very chill, mindless job, nothing too strenuous. I had like 4 computer monitors that I was looking at, processing orders and stuff like that. But then we had downtime. We had times where the tickets were already, all the tickets had been fulfilled and sent to the customer. So we were just sitting and waiting for new batches of orders to come in. And so during our downtimes, or even during the process of fulfilling the orders, the different employees in the department that I was in, the fulfillment department, would be filling their time with other things. Like for myself, I was doing my Anki cards for the MCAT, studying for the MCAT. Other people were watching YouTube videos. Other people were listening to podcasts. Other people were listening to music. Everyone was doing something else outside of the work in that department. So it wasn't really strange or unusual for anyone to be doing something while they were working or while they were on their downtime. So, throughout my time working there at this company, the supervisor that was in my department, she would always, strike up conversation with everyone. But with me particularly, I had told her that I wanted to go to med school. I wanted to be a doctor. He explained that. And she would always say like, yeah, I wanted to become a doctor at one point in time in college, but I changed my mind because the route was too hard, too difficult. And, I didn't want to do that no more. I realized that my heart wasn't really in it. I'm like, yeah, I get it. A lot of people have those experiences where, medicine is not for them. They come to that realization and they move on to something else. All for it. But for me, I knew that I wanted to continue pushing down this path even during my gap years. So while I was working that job, I was, every time, any minute that I could get during my downtime, I would be studying for the MCAT. So particularly there at that job, I would just be doing flashcards. And, I would get there early, clock in, do what I need to do, and go home and then study some more, study in the mornings before I get there and study in the evenings when I leave the job. But one particular day, it was a little strange. I came into the office, I was working, and normally in this department that I'm in, everybody's there, but everyone had gone for lunch, for an extended lunch, and I was still there working. And then one of the managers for the office called me into his office, and he was speaking to me, letting me know, like, hey, Keem, I really love your personality. I love you. You seem like a really nice person. I don't think there's any issue with you as your personality or whatever, and like your willingness to work. But unfortunately, we're going to let you go due to the fact that you work on other things here in the office while doing your job. We're just going to let you go. That's unacceptable. And I'm to myself thinking, like, how is that the case when literally everyone in the department does the same thing? Everyone else in the department is watching YouTube videos on YouTube, listening to podcasts, doing other things while they're working. And so that was a little strange to me. I packed myself up. He had to tell me twice. I left out of there. And, for me, in that situation, I was just kind of like weirded out by it, because it's like that supervisor in that department where she would always be asking me questions about my future, what I try to do. Really and truly, she was trying to set me up and undermine me in regards to my plans and everything like that, because I felt like as though she was kind of envious or just jealous in regards to where I was trying to go and what goals I had set for myself. And it was just too big for her mind, too big for what was capable that she could see for herself. And they ultimately, she, reported me to the manager, and they decided to let me go. But literally everyone in that department works on things outside of that job. And so I thought that was kind of strange. And then also there was another supervisor in that department that was a male that was also behind it as well. And they ended up letting him go 2 to 3 weeks after they fired me. So just look how God doesn't like ugly. Like, you try to play with me and then you end up getting fired too, just the same. So that didn't work out favorably for you. And then anyway, for me, I understand and I empathize with people that are going through this gap year process, or just not non-traditional route to medical school. It's not easy, especially when you are a grown adult and you have to support yourself. You have to work. You have to grind. You have to find ways to implement time to study for the MCAT. The MCAT is not an easy course easy test to study, right? Like, and some people are taking prep courses and implementing all of that time spent to study for this exam. It can be really difficult to find time to do that. So you have to really try to get it as you can, whenever you can, to fit the time in and make the sacrifices. For me, I was studying early in the morning, sometimes doing my Anki flashcards on the job, and in the evenings, definitely studying. But you just have to grind, and you have to be willing to go above and beyond and put in the work that's necessary, because that sacrifice is going to pay off, right? Like for me, once I told my parents that I got fired from the job, I went home, I was like, look, I got fired because I was studying on the job. And they're like, what? You know what? Don't even worry about it. Just spend all the time that you need to spend on studying for the MCAT, and we're going to take care of you. I got a family scholarship, and they were able to just, take me in and allow me to not have to worry about bills during that time and just focus on studying for the MCAT, because they knew the bigger picture. And I empathize, because I know that everybody are fortunate to be in that situation where they have parents that are willing to support them through a time like that. But mine was, and I was able to just focus on the MCAT and get the score that I needed to get into med school. And I just want to encourage anyone out there that is studying right now, sacrificing, working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 1 job to support themselves and study for the MCAT. It's doable. Just lock in and just put in the work, and just find the times when you can to achieve that goal. But look, nobody's going to stop you. You just got to put in the work and get to the score and get the results that you need in order to move forward. I just want to share my story with y'all about the time that I got fired for studying for the MCAT on the job. A lot of people think that it is, an easy road. It's not. It's very difficult. It can be very challenging at times and moments, but with grit, sacrifice, and determination, it definitely will pay off, and you will be able to get into med school. Keep pushing through on this non-traditional route to med school. If I can do it, you can do it too. Until next time, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And remember, it's not a marathon nor a sprint. It's a mission to medicine. Peace out.